Woo, Messi, this is professional wrestler Jimmy Valiant, the Boogie Woogie Man. Tell my people, my brothers and sisters, don't you dare miss booking the territory. Oh, yeah.
This is the one-man gang. You're listening to Booking the Territory Pro Wrestling Podcast.
Welcome back, everyone, to this week's episode of Booking the Territory, the Unprofessional Wrestling Podcast, where today it is almost a week before Christmas. We're talking NWA Saturday Night on TBS from August the 5th, 1989. Doc, Harper and I have had to talk Doc off the ledge from doing the Von Erich thing because of his Cowboys. You know, they were 16-0, right? But that never happened, and he's suicidal at this point. But anyway, I'm sitting here with Doc and Hardbody Harper. I think we've got a really good show coming because we got some things to discuss. Wrestling related, but non-wrestling related. We'll get to that shortly. But how are you, Doc? Living a dream or
we're only
on the horizon?
No. Why would I be suicidal? We're only 2 games out of first place. That's all.
Yeah, no, it's crazy, huh?
3-9, 2 games out of first place.
That's not my fault.
Yeah.
We can only play who's on the schedule.
All right.
And lose to them.
And lose to them. Right. Harvard knows what I'm talking about.
How are you? You all right, though?
I'm doing great, pal. We're going to talk about classic wrestling, shenanigans in the world of shenanigans, and probably get some unique takes on all of this from our main man on the street, Hardbody Harper. Harper, how are you doing tonight? Yeah, you're on time. You're early. Are you feeling all right?
I'm doing great.
All right. How's the shoot job?
This week hasn't been bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
He sounds better. He said he doesn't sound as tired, right, Doc?
He doesn't. He sounds frisky tonight. That's a good thing for us.
Fucking great.
Yeah, see?
I agree. He does sound frisky.
So we are in the middle of a raging sickness. I just want to make sure. So are the bars still open in New Orleans?
They got to close at 11, and you can't sit. What the fuck is it? You can't sit at the bar.
Yeah.
If you're sitting inside, you got to have food, and you got to do social distancing. So that all seems somewhat odd, but doable. Yeah, and so
Mike, when's the last time you were in a restaurant?
Well, before the pandemic started.
Really?
You haven't been in a restaurant in what? Almost 9 months?
Yeah.
I was in one Friday.
Was it Fridays?
No.
Oh, okay. That's Mike that likes Applebees.
Oh,
that's
Friday.
true.
Fridays is disgusting. God. I don't mind Applebee's. Yeah, Applebee's is
It's the same shit.
It is
No,
the
it
same
ain't.
shit. They all get their shit from Cisco, and it's the same batch.
It's the same convicted felon with jailhouse tattoos making you shit. Couldn't pass the drug test to save his fucking life.
So now you're judging people that smoke weed?
Yeah,
Harper?
what do drugs have to do with anything?
Why you got to judge
saying,
people?
I'm not.
Well, what restaurant were you in last week?
Vincent's. It's an Italian restaurant.
Wouldn't that be Vincenzo's?
Yeah.
Okay. And Mike, you're just eating at home. That's right. SpaghettiOs out of a can, cold.
Shit, I fried up some shrimp last weekend, man, and they were rolling.
Eat some turkey necks.
Come on.
You racist bastard.
Jesus. Oh, man.
I actually like turkey necks, but my wife doesn't, so yeah.
A lot of people do.
Well, you're the only minority in your family.
It's nice. Okay, before we go any further, special shout out to our largest page contributors monthly, Disrespectfully Classy, Marky Blassie, Kyle Riley, Mike Childry, Joe Ice. Thank you for your generous support each and every month. And some new Patreon shout outs before we get to Doc's 5-star reviews from this week because we did have a couple that were outstanding. We'll get there in a second. I want to shout out new Patreon member Patrick Hayden. I want to shout out Chris Houston, longtime Patreon member. He moved up to the annual option, giving him a month for free. New Patreon member Josh Bratcher. New Patreon member Joe Rizza. Joe, I couldn't remember if I mentioned yours last week, so my fault if I didn't. New Patreon member Jeffrey Smith. Thanks for signing up. And longtime Patreon member Damon Wilson bumped up his pledge to get those pay-per-views and Clash of the Champions. If you're not a patron, consider becoming one. tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. That's tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. When this show airs, it will debut on, what is that going to be, the 17th of December? Well, guess what? On the 18th of December, the day after, I'm going to do a flash sale again, 2 months free if you go annual on our Patreon. Again, 2 months free if you go annual. You got the whole week before Christmas up until Christmas Day. We'll even throw in Christmas Day. You can sign up annually and get 2 months for free. There you go. So don't even think about it. Just do it the day after you hear this, or the day you hear this. I'll make it a week and a day. That's tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. Okay, Doc, you've got.
Well, I was just wondering if you're also going to put those stupid JV Goon Squad shirts on sale too.
Well, Pro Wrestling Tees, they run the sale, so I'm guessing they're going to do something the week of Christmas, but as of us recording this right now, I haven't seen an email from them, so I'm not sure.
Should Harper and I expect the check to be in the mail on that?
I'll send you a check for it.
Oh,
I've been telling you to get to create a PayPal so I can just get it to you with ease, but you're an old fart that doesn't fucking listen, and you haven't done so yet.
I try to reduce my digital footprint, pal.
You can blow me then, because I don't send out.
Why are those things related?
Okay, so let's do these 5-star reviews because I want to get into this topic.
Well, I'm telling you right now, if I'm reading these reviews, it can only lead me to one conclusion, and that is we are the hottest podcast, ad-free podcast on World Wide Web. Would you agree?
That sounds about right.
Sounds about right. That's what I was thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everybody else has to get paid to do this shit. We just do it out of the goodness of our fucking hearts.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get. We
got one that came in recently. This is from Chuck A41. Only show of its kind. See what I was saying there? Hottest show, best show, ad free. Anyway, here's what Chuck had to say. Booking the Territory is giving fans of the previous generation a place to go to relive the days of our youth. The way that Mike, Doc, and Harper play off each other is real, and it definitely shows a chemistry that makes the show enjoyable from the beginning to the end. I feel like we're kind of in the end of the beginning part of the show, but whatever. Good, strong review there. Thank you, Chuck. We appreciate that. Do you know who that is?
I don't know who Chuck A41 is. So, because the names and handles on iTunes don't match up. Twitter
doesn't matter. They're coming in so many now that we can't keep up with all of them. That's a great thing. Next, we have Selly Selleck. Harper, you might want to strap in for this one. This is a great.
Okay.
This one is delicious.
Get your KY out.
Everybody here needs to get out a piece of paper and a pen, because this is how you write a 5-star review for us. And he will not only, or I say he, this person, he, she, I mean, he, him, is that he, him, she, her?
Yeah, just say the name that's on the iTunes.
I said Selly Selleck, but I don't know if that's a he, her, I mean, a she, her.
Selly.
Well, we have female patrons, so
I know.
I mean, it's possible.
And I like to think that all our listeners are females until I learn they're not.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I'm not sure. Again, the handle on iTunes doesn't match what I've seen on Patreon or
pronoun
Twitter.
that I should say.
Just read the motherfucking review. Please.
I'm a cis white male. I mean, I think
this fine individual.
Okay, thank you. So they're non-binary, is what you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So anyway, this is a great one. It says the only wrestling podcast you need. I was at one time listening to 9 wrestling podcasts regularly.
God.
But I think we've eliminated the fact that this is a female.
Yeah, really, huh?
I heard about BTT several times because of hearing Mike Mills on the 605 Super Podcast and the Jim Cornette Experience. I finally got around to checking it out back in June. Every single other podcast in my rotation fell to the wayside. Harper, Mills, and Doc not only cover the classic wrestling that I love, their brand of show reviews, humor, and filth, quite honestly, not only put this podcast in the upper echelon of wrestling podcasts, it's my favorite podcast, period. The BTT boys bring all the laughs and entertainment you need from a wrestling podcast. I'm a proud Hall of Fame patron, Patreon listener of the show, and I can guarantee you, beyond question, that this show, along with the vast amount of Patreon exclusive content, is your one-stop shop for humor and classic wrestling. How about that?
That's a hell of a review.
I think we can hit the tagline and go on home.
Yeah. Book it, bitch.
Roll out, pal. I'm down with that.
Take the rest of the night off. Just play some reruns from the JV Goon Squad, and Harper and I can take the night off.
All right. Great 5-star review. Thank you. We definitely appreciate that. That was outstanding.
Well, and so are we ready for the other spotlight that we wanted to talk about?
Yeah, let's get into the main event of this week's show that has nothing to do with the NWA show we're going to review shortly.
We stumbled across something that has really, it sparked a conversation on the texting the other night. We stumbled across a young man named Max Gilliam. And so, Mike, why don't you set us up and tell us a little bit more about why all of our listeners should give a shit about some guy named Max Gilliam?
Well, I believe Max Gilliam is the quarterback for the UNLV Running Rebels.
Now, for our worldwide audience, that is the University of Nevada at Las Vegas.
Yes, he's the quarterback for the football team. He can be found on Twitter at Max Gilliam 11. That's Max GILLIAM 11 on Twitter. And I actually stumbled upon this story because I saw a listener of ours, I believe it to be a listener of ours, tweeted the story from TMZ, in which
is it ever a good sign when you're in the sports world and you're on TMZ?
No,
I take it back. It was on Yahoo Sports. It wasn't TMZ, so
that's not much better.
Yeah, for real.
And evidently, old Max, from Yahoo Sports College Football, he issued an apology because he ate sushi off of a nude model on a reality TV show. And I immediately clipped it, sent it to Doc and Harper in a text thread and said, legend. This guy's a legend. Harper couldn't stop laughing. My comments were, he's in college. What do people expect? That's not even close to the worst thing he's done, or in fact, the three of us have done while in college.
Well, you had a 20-year span to work with. So
I'm referring to
think of all the deeds you could have done.
He he started off eating Hot Pockets to drinking Ensure by the time he graduated.
He thinks my land is a fourth food group.
Hey, Doc, piss off, okay? Anyway.
By me, Harper was the one that said it.
So in this text thread, I'm trying to summarize here. Harper was like, yeah, for real, we've all done worse. And Doc's like, what's the problem here? And I'm like, not one problem. And then I went on to say,
my thing is
let me say one thing.
Okay.
He's getting a Rolex this week, okay? And then you continued with, I don't apologize when there's no problem. The text thread was tremendous. It got 700 stars like Chris Zaha says. But go ahead.
I guarantee you that And for the 5% of this audience that listening to us that actually went to college will back me up on this. There's 25 things that happened at frat houses across that campus that night that were worse than eating sushi off of some naked broad. Here's the real revelation.
In the text exchange, you said he ate sushi off her, but he probably grabbed her like a bowling ball.
Well,
You're
I mean,
filthy.
I just wonder when he was eating raw fish, when he knew when to stop.
Come on, you see?
Keep going, Doc.
Well, I mean, here's the dirty secret. There's nothing wrong with this. This is actually like a traditional thing, is it not? It's like the chef who prepared that meal was a female who was like, what's the problem? There's a name for this, and it's like a thing.
What is it?
Yeah, I don't have it in front of me.
I can't say it. It's in a different language, Harper. I don't speak Japanese.
Oh.
Harper said, I hope it wasn't a crunchy roll.
Come on.
Go ahead, Harper. I'm sorry.
Where did the wasabi go?
Oh, God. Poor thing.
Does wasabi make your pecker burn, Harper?
Yeah, that's that green shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that stuff that's super hot.
Yeah.
First of all, let's back up. Harper, do you eat sushi?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sushi's good. I like sushi.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I know you don't, because you're just
I'm not a fan.
White,
no.
Skinny little white.
Of all,
He's
sushi.
got weird. He is weird.
But like California rolls and shit like that.
He ain't gonna eat it. Doc don't even eat vegetables.
Who you fucking 5?
Sort of.
Yes.
So, yeah, I love seafood though. Pretty much anything that comes out of the sea, I'll stick in my mouth except raw. I don't like raw fish.
Anything that comes out of the sea, huh?
Well, it's not really raw.
It's sashimi grade, whatever. I'm not into it.
It's steamed, right, Mike?
Well, it depends. I mean, you can get a tuna roll and a salmon roll. That's raw. But can we get back to Max Gilliam? Apologize.
Oh, no.
Yeah, those are raw.
Okay.
Not California roll. No. Let's get back to Max Gilliam here, because I got a feeling he's listening to this show this week. Because I hollered at him on Twitter.
He's following us on Twitter.
Yes, he's following us on Twitter. I told him, young man, you do your thing. We're fans of you. Come listen to us. We'll set you straight on the.
Come on home, Max.
Come on home, Max. We got a guy with a PhD here. I got a bachelor's, and Harper's got a dropout. But you know what? We still love you none the same. We all went to college, even though Harper dropped out. So come on home and enjoy BTT. But I don't know what this guy's apologizing for, man. I mean, it's just, like you said, Doc, there were 10 things worse done in a frat house that night.
Well, and look, we're not saints of any type, right? We're not baby faces in the world, but we're not heels either. I mean, if you've listened to us for a while, we'll talk about some girls shitting out some cum or something.
Whoa!
But we're also, we love our puppy dogs, and we're again, treating children correctly, the right way, and saying yes, ma'am, and to your mama, and treating your mama and your women all right, except for Harper, who abuses them with that pork sword that he has.
Wow.
So this cancel culture bullshit where you got to apologize for everything has got to stop. He didn't do anything. He didn't do anything wrong.
It's evidently called. What he participated in was called, and I'm gonna butcher this.
Naya Mayoratai or something like that.
It's
spelled Sakatsuki.
Hey,
Nyotaimori, and it's I don't know how to pronounce that, but it's the art of it's the art of eating sushi off of a naked woman's body. It's anyway, there's a whole link on foodandwine.com if you want to read about it from Chef Rachel Hargrove. Dude, I know people in college that did things a million times worse than that. And again,
dude, I one time saw a girl take a shot, a body shot off a dude's dick.
Well,
come on.
And that was, and we called that Tuesday night.
Yeah, remember doing shit like that?
Not really. I was pretty drunk.
Well, anyway, Max, we hope you're listening and enjoying this show this week.
I mean, what show was it?
It was called Below Deck. Is the reality show that he was on?
I
mean,
they're on a cruise ship or something, and
I have no idea. No idea.
Eating sushi off a naked broad.
Would you do something like that, Harper?
I'll be honestly, I don't know, bro. Especially now with COVID and all. I don't know where that hoe has been, bro. I want to eat fucking food off of fucking cooch and her tits.
But
I mean, where the fuck has she been?
Well, you went to a restaurant the other night.
Yeah, but I wasn't eating fucking, shit off the chick's fucking cooch.
Well, I'm not.
Or her tits.
He didn't eat it. I don't think he ate it off of that. I think it was like on her stomach or something.
Oh, well. Well, then what the fuck?
I'm with you. What the hell, man?
So, he didn't even, take it off a pussy.
No, that's not what this is about. It's not exactly
Christ.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, God. I thought it was something where he's like, where you, I don't know, kind of like a pie eating contest, and everyone just goes down there like on Stand By Me, and everyone just fucking digs in. So he just ate some sushi off some fucking naked broad's stomach.
He comes out with rice particles all over his face, and
a fat lady puked in her purse.
I actually don't know on what part of the body.
It's not like he ate it. It's not like he fished it out of her ham wallet.
Yeah, like fucking 1986 Motley Crue type shit.
Yeah, yes. It's not like that at all. It's like laid on her stomach, and
Jesus Christ.
And he's got to apologize.
Fuck that.
Meanwhile, every Emma and Kaylee and I don't know, Brittany are down at the sorority house getting a train pulled on them, and nobody's got to apologize for that shit.
Okay, so in this article on foodandwine.com, it says, what are the risks of Naya-Tayamori? It says there are obvious health risks, but most Naya-Tayamori happenings adhere to strict guidelines and ensure the sushi never makes contact with the body. There are exceptions where sushi is placed directly on the models. The nipples are one of the most common spots because America, that's literally what it says in the article. Women are typically covered with bamboo leaves, flowers, and even plastic wrap to serve as a barrier between skin and the
Oh, well, there you go.
So the controversy, hold on, let me continue. Okay, the controversy here says it's and this is unfortunately a cancel culture thing in my opinion. It says the Naya-Tayamori's controversy is the sexual objectification of women is probably the most obvious. For what it's worth, men also pose nude. It's called Nantamayori, but the practice is certainly not as widespread. If you're searching for an inside look, check out this model's Reddit thread, and I guess there's cases where men are doing it too. But like this whole thing, I mean, I've seen worse things and seen it with my own eyes, worse things at strip clubs in New Orleans than what this guy probably did when he ate sushi.
Yeah.
And the only reason it's brought up is because he's a college quarterback. And he's not even at a big school. It's not like Alabama or Clemson or somewhere like that. It's just crazy that this kid had to apologize. Like he didn't do anything. What did he do wrong?
Yeah, fuck that.
In fact, you're going to have to grow a pair and do some things to apologize for before you can even be on the show, because we're doing things each and every week that we really probably should apologize for.
I bet the university probably made him do it.
Probably so.
Yeah.
Here's what probably happened. Somebody got a hold of him and said, look, I know this is stupid, but you got to apologize. You didn't do anything wrong, but just fucking do it so that we can put this to bed and lose this week when we go to Hawaii.
So this kid's probably at the most, 22 years old?
At the most.
At the most.
I mean, and that's if he didn't go to junior college or anything. I have no idea.
Jealous.
I mean, but he can't, like, I mean, it says he's a senior. So, I mean, I don't know if again, he's 22 years old. Bruh, do you know the dumb stuff I did after 22? Before there was social media.
Taking chair shots from One Man Gang?
I mean, that's just reckless. That ain't even dumb. That's just stupid. I'm talking about just stupid stuff. Like
unprotected sex with Iceman King Parsons pulling a swap on a girl.
Oh, no. Mike. Well, come on, Mike.
Anyway. All right. So what other thoughts on Max?
Well,
poor Max
Harper,
here?
would you eat sushi off of a dude?
No.
No?
He would eat sushi off of a woman. Don't let him fool you.
Yeah, off a fucking guy? No, I'm cool. I mean, not there's anything wrong with that.
But if there's a bamboo leaf down, it's not really on him. It's just the serving.
Yeah, close enough.
Okay.
It's like sucking his dick when he's got a condom on, right? I mean, come on.
What?
Well,
where did that come from?
What?
Jesus.
I mean, that's the same thing as like, oh, well, they got plastic wrap on them. Yeah, whatever, bro.
Jesus Christ. All right, Doc, I think we should.
Well, I think I'm done. I don't know what else to say to that.
By the way, Max's stats this year, he's got 73 completions and 121 attempts, 3 interceptions, 4 touchdowns. He's only got 599 passing yards, but he's got 191 rushing yards and 2 TDs. So he's a pretty good running quarterback, it seems, or a dual threat, I guess we'd call him. Anyway,
I think I would be remiss if I didn't say he's a good kid. Good kid.
But I don't know, man. This is look, my wife. I asked her. I was like, because I could not stop laughing at what was going on. Like, I couldn't stop laughing. I was like, this is hilarious. And so she was like, well, what are you laughing at? So I showed it to her. It's just like, and I expect her to say, well, he should apologize because I just know how she is. And she's like, he didn't do nothing wrong. I said, you damn right he didn't. So anyway, I got a woman's point of view saying he didn't do anything wrong either. And with that said, Doc, how about we talk some Saturday Night on TBS?
If we have to.
But by the way, Max is getting my Rolex before we even, get into the rest of this week's episode. So anyway, I said at the top of the show, we are talking, what was it? August the 5th of 1989, NWA Saturday Night on TBS. This show kicks off. We've got JR and Gary Hart. They're in front of the World Championship Wrestling logo at center stage. They do a lot of plugging of the Atlanta Omni show that's happening soon, and that was the final Great American Bash tour stop. I found conflicting records for those who want to know. We'll talk about this later in the show at the end. I saw one record said there were 7,500 people there. I saw another one said there was 10,500. So,
well, that's good.
I guess 7,500 isn't bad, but for Atlanta Omni, that's kind of bad. But
yeah, that's like a 20,000 seat building almost.
But the funniest part about it was finding that you got a 3,000 person variance. But anyway, we'll talk about that later. JR opens the show with Gary Hart with him, like I was saying. JR breaks down the matches we'll see this week, and then we head straight to the ring for Sid Vicious and Dan Spivey with Teddy Long, of course. And they're going to take on Bob Emery and George South. As the match starts, Teddy Long joins JR on commentary and tells us he's letting Spivey defeat Emery and South by himself. Sid is literally just standing on the floor on the outside as the match goes on. Spivey wins with a power bomb for his team. Doc, I'll throw to you. What do you have from this match? Doc, did you go grab a beer? Sir, are you on mute?
Hey.
All right, Hopper. Do you have anything from this match? Since Doc
I'm back. I had to go get a beer.
Of course.
Well, Hey, look, there's the skyscrapers.
I was going to ask you, what do you? My question was, while you went and grabbed the White Claw, was what do you have from this match?
I'm actually drinking a. This is from a somewhat local brewery called Revolver Brewing. It's called Blood and Honey American Ale. Delicious little tasty beverage here, made with blood oranges and honey, and it'll get you real fucked up.
I know Foster's is fucking made by y'all.
By who?
Foster's beer is made in Fort Worth, right? That's what it says on a fucking can.
I don't know. I'm not Fort Worth, so I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, is Michael Hayes gone?
No. What do you mean, gone from commentary?
From commentary.
I don't remember, to be honest. But the show is better when he's not on commentary.
No, he's not gone. I remember him. He comes back,
which is terrible. Now we aren't far from Cornette being JR's like commentary partner. Babyface. It's not far off. It's a few months. Probably like 2 months away, maybe something like that. And it's Babyface Cornette in that role. It's you've never seen it. You're gonna be like, this is kind of weird. At least I think you'll have that take. I mean, he's good. Don't get me wrong. He's a million times better than Michael Hayes, but it's weird when you think of Corny in that role as a color commentator. Because think back to 1986 when he was. Remember during the summer of '86, and he was doing all that commentary
when he told Baby Doll she dressed in the Junior Moose department.
Yeah, and remember he was on commentary with Shivani, and he was just wearing Shivani out every week. And Shivani, when Crockett finally came back, Shivani was like, "Oh my God, I'm so glad you're back because this son of a gun is wearing me out." So it's like different. It's totally different than '86 Corny, but he's good anyway. But good Hayes is not gone. Good kid. Any other thoughts on this match, Doc?
On this match, Spivey completely missed a high kick early on.
Yes, he did.
Whoops.
And he did a baseball slide, and fuck anyone that should have done that should have been fucking Sid.
I get it. He's softball.
Yeah.
Not a lot of Sid and not a lot of George South in this match, huh?
Nope. None. The match was the match. I don't know what else to say about it. Hopper, did you have anything?
No. I mean, what do you want me to say?
I'm with you. That's why I said, do you have anything? There's not really much here to talk about. Okay. So if we don't have anything else to talk about, we're going to go to Sting right now. Sting's going to come out. He's going to cut a promo.
Stinger coming to you all by his lonesome self. And I just want to talk about tomorrow night in the Omni against the great Muda, Eddie Gilbert at ringside with me. I hate to be involved in something that sounds kind of wimpy. He calls it, from his country, a Dragon Shy match. I don't like Dragon Shy because here in Atlanta, Georgia, or anywhere else in the United States, from now on, I'm going to call it a Dragon Tough match. You got to be tough to do it. So be there, Muda, in Atlanta tomorrow night. Ow! I love to do that.
You'll get there.
Will he?
Any thoughts on that?
He still has a chance since he's now under contract. He can keep working on it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's nice.
I haven't even seen that what y'all talking about with him in AEW yet.
Well, neither have I, but I heard about it.
Yeah, I mean, all I got to do is hear about it, bro. You know?
I haven't watched
I'll take your word for it.
I haven't watched a full episode of AEW combined since they came on the air.
All right. Well, any other thoughts on Sting?
And I ain't hating on it. I'm just saying. No.
No thoughts on Sting?
No Sting?
I kind of wish he would have let out one of those screams that our buddy Everett Starr out there, longtime Patreon member, likes, just to piss Doc off. But when he doesn't let out the scream, it doesn't piss Doc off.
It's just terrible, that's all.
Yeah, Sting.
Well, I don't hate Sting half as much as I hated Hogan, so there you go.
Well, that's saying a lot.
Oh, Sting.
Harper, anything from you, or should we go to Terry Funk now?
He definitely looks like Surfer Sting, huh? With those fucking sunglasses on.
100%.
Was Sting your favorite wrestler at this time right now, Harper?
Oh, no. I mean, maybe a WCW. I forgot now. I mean, not even WCW. No.
So, who was your favorite during this time, Harper?
What time? This is 80.
89.
Oh.
I mean, you
maybe
had to be
Macho
past.
Man.
I'm gonna say you had to be past the Hogan.
Yeah, I guess it was Macho Man. If I had to pick one.
Yeah, I mean, Macho was hard to dislike.
Yeah.
You know,
but for WCW, man, it was still Flair.
Hey, Doc, I never thought about this until just now when Harper said Macho Man. If you think about all of the quote-unquote major stars we've covered, whether it was here or in Smoky Mountain, I mean, we've truly, besides Hogan, we've truly covered what I would think is all of the major stars. I'm talking about from this era. I'm not
Piper.
Piper's the only one. Piper, Hogan, and Macho are probably the three biggest that we haven't crossed yet.
We've crossed Macho. He fought Bruiser Bedlam.
Well, my point was about to be the only time we've seen him is in that, and it was so brief. I mean, because he just
That's not my problem.
All right. Anyway, yeah, I'm with Harper. Probably Macho was. Yeah, I mean, it would have been Macho for you right now, Harper.
Yeah,
all right.
For real.
Let's keep going. Terry Funk's up next. Let's see what he's got to say.
Fans are back here on Superstation TBS.
Let's be quiet for a minute, Ross. You know that Ric Flair told you that he was a man with a mission. Well, Ric Flair might be a man with a mission, but he needs a church. He needs a cathedral. He needs a whole congregation. Gary Hart, he needs the whole United States praying for him tomorrow night, because I am going to win the World's Heavyweight Championship, aren't I, Gary?
He better hope that the fans of Atlanta, Georgia is on his side the way they were in Baltimore, because if the fans let him down, we gonna eat him like Borden House pie. That's how they talk down here in the South. You're gonna be the next World Heavyweight Champion. You know you're gonna be.
But do I need you, Gary? No, I don't
nobody.
Need you. Do I need Muta? No, I don't need Muta, because I have got myself in the ring, and I am a man obsessed. Flair says that he is chasing me. Well, why don't he just stop, and I will run right over the top of him. You are looking at the new World's Heavyweight Champion, and that is a promise to you people. You buy a ticket to the Omni, and you are going to see a new World's Champion. You are going to see the Nolan Ryan of professional wrestling. People thought, well, he can never pitch another no-hitter. Well, I'll guarantee you he did, and he'll pitch another one. Just like I will go ahead and win the World Championship.
When you walked out here this evening, this whole arena started screaming, "We want Flair." And you looked at me and you said, "We do too."
Want Flair.
Yeah.
We want Flair more than you people out there. We want what you got. The World's Championship.
Well, you'll find out tomorrow night what you're both made of. 8 o'clock in the Omni tomorrow night, gentlemen.
Not by you, Ross.
Well, our feelings mutual. And now let's go up to Rhubarb Jones.
All right, so they're building up the Omni match with Funk and Flair. We're not going to see it, if you're wondering, Harper. Doc, thoughts on Funk right there?
Why was Terry in a tuxedo?
I was wondering the same thing. Maybe he was getting married.
I don't know.
Hey!
We'll get to that in a second.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Let me hit rewind while y'all finish talking about Funk.
If Terry wasn't crazy enough, now he's got Gary Hart, man. That's a oh no. That's a rough duo.
Stick on Funk right now. We're going to get to this screenshot in a second. Keep going. Yeah, that is a rough duo, Funk and Hart. Oof.
But Hart sounded great, didn't he?
What's
Gary
boarding
Hart?
house?
What's that, Doc?
Boarding house pie.
What?
He said boarding house pie.
Oh, I was like, what are you saying? Okay. Gary Hart's so good, you just gloss over it most of the time.
I'm looking it up.
That? Oh, you're trying to define it. While you're doing that, what else do you have, Hopper, from Gary Hart and Funk right there?
I love Gary Hart. He sounds very believable, doesn't he? He sounds real as fuck.
I'm scared of him, and he's not even alive anymore. Let me put it like that. What are you about to say, Doc? You looked it up.
Nothing.
What is it?
Say it.
It's just a meat pie of some sort.
A meat pie, huh?
Go on Urban Dictionary and look it up.
That's what I thought he.
That's a good.
That's
idea.
what I thought he was gonna do.
Okay.
Ben.
You want to talk about somebody intelligent that can't type? Doc. Smartest dude I know that types like Woody Woodpecker.
Board.
He pecks at those keys like a 2-year-old.
House.
Anyway. Okay. Come on, Doc, hurry up.
Pie. Hold on. And couldn't find it.
Oh, it's not on Urban Dictionary. Wow.
But what is this?
Oh, did you find something else for us?
How about a chocolate clown pie?
That sounds gross. I bet poo-poo's involved.
Chocolate clown pie? Is that what you said?
Well, now they're trying to put some sort of virus on my computer, and it went to that update screen. So,
no, back away.
Yeah.
Eject.
So, chocolate.
He's putting it in his phone.
Clown.
Pie.
Pie.
There you go.
Okay. So, I'm back. After visiting, it's similar to the clown pie, except you defecate in your hand and smash it in somebody's face.
That's nice.
Let's keep moving. I can't with this. All right. Tommy Rich is...
What's wrong with people?
Yeah, some of those Urban Dictionaries. Ugh. Tommy Rich defeats Trent Knight in the next match. The match goes almost 6 minutes.
Jesus.
Rich takes 6 minutes to beat Trent Knight. During this match, there's talk of Tommy Rich facing Luger for the U.S. title, and I can't even believe Lex Luger would consider stooping to Rich's low level. This match was way too long, especially for a show that was barely 40 minutes.
But look at him coming out there. He's got all the hopes and dreams of every contender.
Coked up to the gills.
Cooks like fucking Vince Neil.
Does he?
Not then. Vince Neil was still skinny back then, but
yeah,
89 Rich looks like 96 Vince Neil.
I'm not trying to throw shade here.
He looks like Baby Dusty.
No. The crowd was dead. They did not give a damn about this match. Tell me I'm lying, Harper or Doc.
No.
Well, the problem is that they're banking on the fact that he used to be a big star in Georgia, but all those people grew up and moved on.
I mean, let's say you were 8 years old when he won the strap. After he got his tonsils bruised.
Whoa.
What the fuck does that mean?
Really?
Let's say he was 8 years old. When he took a little shaft down the throat. I mean,
they're 16 now.
Yeah. There's a chance they haven't moved on. This is pointless. This match was just boring.
Rhubarb Jones did introduce him as former NWA World Heavyweight Champion. That was good.
There you go.
In the words of Harper, good for him.
Yeah.
Oh.
And now we're going to go 6 minutes. So do you have anything else from this snooze fest?
This went on for a while.
Oh, so you agree with me?
Oh, yeah. I kept thinking, when is he going to put him away? When is he going to put him away? And then I started to wonder, just to kind of, make you happy, is the wrong guy winning?
Oh.
Because we've talked about Trent Knight before. Like, he's not just a jobber. He's got a look. He has kids.
There's nothing wrong with Trent Knight. He's got a good look to him. May not be the greatest worker in the world, but he's got a good look. And
when's that ever stopped anybody from getting a run with the strap?
Yeah, that's true too. Tommy Rich is just boring the hell out of me. And unless Hopper, do you have anything else, or can I keep this show moving?
No.
The one thing I did like about this, and this was on commentary, was Gary Hart talking, and I always like it when he called Flair Ricky.
Oh yeah, yeah. Gary Hart. He remember when he used to do that in World Class?
Yes.
He called it Ricky Flair.
It's just he's more familiar with you than you're comfortable with, but if you say anything about it, he's going to cut you.
Yeah, so you just let it slide.
What are you going to say?
It's like, nobody, I mean, we never call Harper Christopher unless we're just joking. But
Michael.
Yeah, but
y'all don't call me doctor.
No. But I mean, it would be like us formally getting on this show and saying Christopher. Like if Gary Hart was alive and he'd come on this show, well, Christopher, let me tell you one thing. Let me tell you something, Christopher. So anyway, okay. Doc, any other thoughts before we keep going?
No, sir.
I agree with you. Wrong guy won. Tommy Rich defeats Trent Knight, and he shouldn't have. We now go to Lex Luger, who's going to come out now, and Luger's got some things that he has to say, and Luger's good here again. Here it is.
Tonight in the Omni, Rick Steiner for the United States Heavyweight Championship, and I have to think you have had the physical advantage over virtually every single opponent you've ever stepped in the ring with. But I think that margin has narrowed considerably when he stepped in with a man like Rick Steiner.
Before I get to that, first of all, the injustice, the malignant tumor that persisted in NWA Jim Ross has been removed. I am now, as I should have been all along, the #1 contender in the NWA today. I also have become, without a doubt, the storied history of this bout. No doubt about it, the greatest United States heavyweight champion of all time. That's right. And when you become in a class by yourself, Jim Ross, what I've actually become is the Michael Tyson of the NWA. What I've become is promoters are trying to find opponents. They feed them to me, I spit them up. I spit them out, I chew them up. They're trying to find opponents for the total package like Luger because he is, after all, invincible. So they come up with Tommy Riches, and in the Omni tomorrow night, they come up with Rick Steiner. Your credentials are there, but you just don't stack up against the man, the greatest wrestler in our sport today, the total package. And you'll find out that tomorrow night in the Omni.
All right, we definitely will find that out tomorrow night in the Omni. We'll be back. We'll hear from Jim Cornette from the Midnight Express along with Dr. Death and see the Road Warriors right after this.
Luger solid again. Putting him in the ring with Tommy Rich is just wasting Luger's time. Doc, your thoughts on the promo?
He stumbled over a few phrases and words, but overall it was good, especially for him. I've never heard anybody say Michael Tyson before, but whatever.
That sounded weird.
Like Gary Hart could get away with that, but not him.
Right. And so at least he had a shirt on to cover up all the squirt coming off of him.
Boy. I was, every now and then I'll go and read some of the YouTube comments, and if you remember, at one point I clipped the first time we talked about Luger sweating. Man, somebody tried to explain to me how it was possible and why it wasn't abnormal for him to be sweating the way he was. That one of those first times we noticed it. And
my question is,
bruh,
why do you feel the need to defend Lex Luger so much?
I was like, bro, you spend way too much time analyzing Luger's sweat. We just were having fun with it.
Look, you watch the same people wrestle for 5 straight years. You got to come up with some new shit every once in a while.
Yeah, seriously.
That's right. That's right. Harper, anything from Luger?
No. I mean, out of all the heel promos that we've heard him cut, I think this one may have had the less sizzle to it. Since he was turned heel.
Yeah, it wasn't I thought he was good. It definitely wasn't his best. He just comes across, like I say all the time, he's smug and he's a prick and it fits him well. But again, I feel bad for him going up against Tommy Rich.
Why?
Because he's wasting his time wrestling Tommy Rich.
He's going to put the Wildfire out for good.
That won't be hard to do. Wildfire just took 6 minutes to defeat Trent Knight, so
whatever.
I assume it's not going to be
the torture
hard.
rack is going to be the fire extinguisher that's going to put the Wildfire out for good.
That's great, and it should be. Okay, so we go to the next match. It is the Road Warriors with Paul Ellering. They defeat John Brewer and Fred Avery. We get like under a minute. Road Warriors beat them down like it wasn't as quick as some of the old studio matches, but hey, it was a quick win, Warrior style, reminiscent of the studio days. Doc, your thoughts, if anything?
We heard Iron Man, dude.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you got the original footage.
Such a big difference. That music hits and it's your ass.
You can feel it. You can feel it. You can feel it in your bones. You're like, oh God, here it comes.
My exact note was, this is what we've been missing for the last 4 years.
Mm-hmm. Harper, any thoughts on the Warriors?
I just thought that one of their opponents looked like Bret Hart if he really let himself go.
Yes. The guy with the pink, yes.
There he is.
He does. A little bit. He really does. I agree
He's
with you.
Bret Hart, but it's spelled Heart.
He was
Notice
just a
he's
little
not the
like
big bastard
Hart.
that went up for the ride there.
No, and that actually, that's not the normal way they do the finisher either. The way Animal held the guy up. It wasn't
probably because he was probably too afraid to fucking do it just normally. So they said, "Fuck it, we're just gonna do it this way."
Hey man, I had a note here. Lots has changed over the last 4 years we've been doing this, but Hawk and Animal are still whooping ass.
Yep,
that's right. Well, let's keep going. We'll go to the next promo, which is the Danger Zone. I think Michael Hayes is going to come out here and, I don't know, he's quoting again, and he's going to hit his famous line at the end about heaven not wanting him and hell was afraid or whatever. Let's go now to the Danger Zone.
You know, they wanted the Freebirds and the SST on this Danger Zone, but the fact of the matter is Terry Bam Bam Gordy and Jimmy Garvin are with Samu and Fatu, and all 4 of them are up on Freebird Mountain talking to the Wise Man. You want to talk about wise men? Let's talk about the 2 greatest masterminds in the history of professional wrestling. Paul E. Dangerously and my hero, my idol, the man that I've looked up to for several years, the leader of the Freebirds, the mastermind of the Freebirds, and 1/2 of the World Tag Team Champions, Michael P.S. Hayes. And P.S., I got to tell you what guts you guys have defending the belt, not only here in America, but all across the world. I mean, hey, you got title defenses this month against the Dynamic Dude.
No problem.
Hey, you got title defenses against the Midnight Express.
Little bit of a problem, but not much.
Hey, I even saw that you got several title defenses against the Steiner brothers.
Starting to become too big a problem. Nobody calls us a sissy and lives to tell about it.
And then tomorrow night, maybe, I don't know, they're saying it's going to be the greatest match in the history of professional wrestling. The War Games rematch right there in the Omni on the final Great American Bash of 1989.
I hope you understand this. Road Warriors, Dr. Death, Midnight Express. If you thought that Marietta was a massacre, Atlanta will be the annihilation. It will be the Armageddon. Because in the Omni, in our backyard, whether or not the fans are for us or not, because we never needed that kind of motivation, you're going to find out what pure hell is all about.
because there will be no commission, like in Maryland, to warn us that if there's any blood, the match will be stopped. Because in Atlanta, and specifically in the Omni, we just don't care. Now, do you understand that? Now, Huck, yeah, you got real hurt in Marietta. And yeah, you're a real bad guy. And you said you guys are short on patience and long on memory. Well, you're going to have a lot to remember. Because when my brothers come down off of that mountain, and they come down with the SST after wise words of wisdom from the wise man, nobody ever puts us down in the Omni. Nobody ever makes us bleed in the Omni. And you neither. I don't care about your reputation. I don't care if you've never lost a cage match. Because guess what, Pally? There's always a first time. And tomorrow night in the Omni will be your first time. So think about it this way. Don't ever forget, heaven don't want us, and hell's afraid we'll take over.
Coming up in just a...
He couldn't avoid that line. Dear Doc, your thoughts?
I thought this was great.
I didn't say it was bad.
I thought he was awesome. I loved it when they went through the tag teams. He's like, a little bit of a problem, but not much. No problem, little bit of a problem, somewhat of a, that was really good. It's Hayes with his rap. It's the Omni, it's their backyard. Saying that they got a long memory. Well, you're going to have a lot to remember. I thought he was laying it down here. I don't know why they were doing it in a studio with nobody there, but that's a different story.
There's no telling when this was recorded. Maybe that's who knows. Harbor, what'd you think?
He was talking him into the building.
Yeah, he was.
That's for damn sure.
Yeah, he was talking him into the building.
Yeah.
What do y'all think?
I want to go see this.
Let's get in the car and drive to the Omni.
Let's go to the Omni.
Let's go, man.
Address? Is it still there?
Do we have to quarantine first?
Yeah.
What y'all think that jean jacket Hayes is wearing smells like?
Marlboro Reds.
Yep. Marlboro Reds and
Z Gabarici. If they made
cologne was fucking big back then.
Brute.
That wasn't a cologne.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, for your grandpa.
I remember one time.
I say my car for everything, but that's
right. That's what I want to say, but that's just
it's too good. That was too good for this.
One time.
I bet you, man. I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't just Old Spice and Marlboro Reds.
Or fucking Skin Bracer.
Oh no, Aqua Velva.
Sometimes.
Skin Bracer.
Yeah,
it was by Aqua Velva, wasn't it?
I don't know. It's the green shit.
Yeah, my grandpa used that shit.
And I put it on and
it burned your shit.
And Tiffany was like, "What are you wearing?" I was like, "Skin Bracer. It makes me smell like a 1930s barbershop." She's like, "Yes, it does."
What was her name?
Tiffany.
Who's that?
She was a pop star.
Okay.
Yeah.
Circle, dot.
Is she the one that sang "I Think We're Alone Now"?
Yeah. And then there doesn't seem to be anyone around.
Remember when Tiffany posed in Playboy?
Yeah, that was a big deal.
She had some fun bags, didn't she?
Mm-hmm.
I might eat some sushi off of those. Sir, you're continuing to chew into me. Sir, that's beginning to hurt.
This was a weird time period in 1989. That's all I can tell you. The end of the 80s, boy. Remember that?
Yes.
Yeah, it was weird.
Growing pains.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to go back in a time machine during this time.
Nah, I'm gonna let you have that.
Fuck, I want to go back to like maybe 85 or 6.
For what? What are we doing when we get there? That's important.
Right, that's what I'm wondering. Like, what are we gonna do? I mean, see fucking Ghostbusters or Top Gun?
Well, the question you got to ask yourself is: are you going back the age you are now?
Exactly.
Or are you going back as the age you were?
Are you going back to warn all these bitches that they're punching a hole in our ozone layer with that Aquanet? I mean, what's up?
I might go back and buy, I don't know, buy a fucking DeLorean.
No, I mean, serious. Like, Harper, if you could go back to 89, right? I mean, okay, you said 85. If you could go back to 85 right now, the age you're at, would you want to do that?
No.
Yes.
I go to bed early. I want to go back in my 20s when I knew I was old enough to get shit done, but I was also young enough to do stupid shit.
Fuck that. Let's go back to fucking 85 and I'll go to the arcade and I'll just stay in there.
I had some fun between 18 and 25, but I don't know if I want to live it again.
I only want to live it in the past at that time.
See, I don't want to go back to when I was 20 because I can do that now.
Like how?
Just go out and get drunk like an asshole.
He's not married, so he can't.
Right. I mean, I could do that fucking, right now.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You got the know-how going. You got a technological advantage on these people in the past. You know shit they don't know.
Yeah, I'll be like, hey, Berlin Wall's coming down. How do you know? I know a guy.
Hasselhoff, dude.
Yeah.
Keep watching.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep it moving. Any other thoughts on the danger zone right there, Harper?
No, he just talked everyone to the building.
Yeah, I thought he was good. Doc, anything else from you?
I just need to know why you're down on Michael Hayes. You were like, "Oh, he's great" a year ago, and now you're just like
going through this over and over.
Why do you hate on Mr. Hayes?
Since I've answered this question every single week now for what feels like 2 months, I'm going to keep going, and we're going to go now to Rick Steiner, who is a clown, and he's out
the
there
rebel
with
flag
Jim Ross.
stuff, isn't it?
Here's Rick Steiner.
Coming up in just a few moments, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert and Sting to take on the New Zealand militia. But first, we want to spend a few moments here with our good friend Rick Steiner. Boy, this is a big weekend here in Atlanta. The Omni this Sunday night. Hey,
Jim.
Yeah.
I got a prize for us, man. Me and you. Look.
You got a surprise?
I got you and I tickets in the front row for that big show on the Omni. Don't tell nobody. Don't tell my brother. Because I only got 2 tickets for you and I. Well, you bring the girls, what? So I got tickets for you and I.
Why did you buy tickets? You're wrestling Lex Luger tomorrow night for the U.S. title.
Well, this will make sure you and I get in free. I mean, everybody else got tickets. We'll be on the front row. I don't know where those other guys are sitting, but me and you get to sit on the front row.
Why don't you give these tickets? You don't need a ticket. I think I can get in okay. I know the guy at the back door. Why don't you give these to Robin Green?
Oh, I don't spend my money on women like that. I don't know. I gotta have a ticket. You and I gotta have tickets to get in.
All right. Well,
I gotta say, this is great. This is great. We're on the front row.
You want me to buy the popcorn? I'll buy the hot dogs.
I spent all my money on the ticket. You gotta buy the popcorn.
Okay, I will. Now, what about Lex Luger? You gonna leave your seat and go wrestle Lex Luger tomorrow night? The U.S. Championship. You can be the U.S. champion tomorrow night if you beat him.
Yeah, but we're on the front row.
You don't Okay. I don't think... Okay, that's great. Thank you a lot. I'll see you tomorrow night.
I tell you what, you keep them.
Okay.
Because I might forget to bring them, but you keep them, then I'll meet you there, and we'll go and sit in the front row.
All right, I look forward to it.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Sure.
See you tomorrow night.
Buddy,
all right, man.
Me and you all the way.
All right. Well, he will be wrestling Lex Luger tomorrow night for the U.S. title, but we do have a couple of good seats, and some still available. And now let's go up to Rhubarb Jones.
Okay, Harper, you're laughing. Please tell us your thoughts.
That was funny, huh?
It was great.
Yeah, that was great. That was good TV.
He's a goofball.
Mm-hmm.
The dog-faced gremlin, man. He's a goofball. I love Rick Steiner. God, I love Rick Steiner.
I feel like this is how we are trying to get Harper on time to the show.
But I got tickets to the front. Hey, what's up, ladies?
God almighty.
Can you finish your thought, Doc?
I would eat sushi all over her.
I would. Her, you mean?
All over her.
Can you finish your Rick Steiner thought, and then we'll go to the match?
I forgot.
All right. Well, since you forgot, Sting and Eddie Gilbert are out here now with Missy Hyatt, who's actually heavily dressed, I would say, right here.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Doc wants to eat sushi off of her. They're up against Jacko Victory and Rip Morgan, the New Zealand Militia. Another long match for a Saturday night episode. And I think we've said a lot about the New Zealand Militia. But what are your thoughts? Yes.
Why does New Zealand need a militia?
Because of Australia.
Because of 9/11?
Yeah.
I don't know. Why do you ask?
I just don't understand why they need a militia. I mean,
it's 1989. Nobody's questioning that. And you know what? That New Zealand country may as well have been next to Russia and communist. We didn't know.
Yes, okay? True.
We've had this discussion before. It wasn't red, white, and blue America. That meant they were communists. Commies taking over. Any other thoughts? Any other thoughts on the match?
Well, they do this stupid spot where the boomerang comes into play.
You want to explain it?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
But basically, it doesn't end the match, and I was thinking to myself, why not let Gilbert eat that pin and get the New Zealand militia over as being somebody, and it would help them out, and Sting wouldn't lose, and it just, I don't know. Never mind.
Fucking Jack Victory.
I don't care anymore.
Harper's over there breathing heavy. He's mad.
He looks like he fucking stuck his face up a fucking chimney. It
looks like the dude in Mary Poppins.
Right. It's every half an hour he's a new gimmick. It's like he's like the Bill Jones wrestler for the WWE games. You can just fucking change him around. Put a mask on him. Take the mask off. Put him in blue tights. Put him in red boots.
And nobody looks more badass and does more stupid shit than Morgan.
Yes.
What do you mean by
that? Jack Victory looks like Dennis Leary if he was sponsored by Twinkies.
That's nice.
I'm serious.
I still stand by what I said. Jack Victory's got screwed over more than anybody in this promotion since he came in.
He's a Native American of fucking wrestlers.
And it's hard to see because the footage is grainy. But what Harper's talking about where they've got this, I guess you can call it face paint or war type. I don't know. How would you describe it?
Whatever
Harper?
the fuck. Yeah, well, I think it's supposed to be like camo face paint because they're in a militia and yeah.
And they've got the fatigues on, the pants, so their face is supposed to be kind of somewhat painted, but Jack Victory's face is a little bit darker than Rip Morgan. I still am not blaming these guys for this. We've talked about it.
What do you think they're thinking when they were like in the dressing room putting on those fatigues and they're just wiping that shit on their face and just looking into the mirror like, what the fuck am I doing?
Pin me, pay me is what they're thinking.
The same thing porn stars do when they're putting their makeup on in the back before they go out there and get a shot across their nose.
That's nice, Doc. By the way, I did look it up.
Why did it come to this?
I did look it up. They were not the New Zealand militia in Smoky Mountain. They were the Maulers.
We talked about that already.
Okay,
we talked about that last week.
I do 50 million podcasts. I wasn't sure. Anyway.
Mr. Podcast. Okay, I got you. This match could best be summed up with
It's messed up. It's not that bad. It's just they were filling up some time though. That's for damn sure. So here's how this thing goes, and when they eventually get to the finish, Sting had victory set up for the Scorpion Deathlock, but Funk and Muta run in and break it up. Funk hits Gilbert with the branding iron. Yeah, Terry Funk hits Eddie Gilbert with the branding iron. Muta and Funk are double teaming Sting. Funk hits Sting with the cowboy boot, which, if you remember back in the day, when you hit somebody with a cowboy boot,
lights out.
Lights out, pal.
And they're bleeding.
Yeah, I was like, damn. So, Flair eventually comes out. He makes the save for Sting, and now Flair and Funk are brawling. Sting recovers, and now he and Muta are slugging away. The fans are enjoying it. I will say this, the match was long, but the finish, it was a pretty wild scene, and then we go to commercial. The match went long, but once they did the run-in and everything, it got heated up, and it kind of feeds into the angles that are going on right now, and I thought that was fine at that point. What did you think, Doc?
You hear that pop when Rick came out?
Yeah, of course. That's what I said. It really got going when all the run-ins started happening. The fans really were like, "Oh yeah,
yeah,
here it comes."
The Funk comes out, and he hits Gilbert with the branding iron, and then Sting and Muta are going at it. And you got to say, Sting,
look at Terry, he looks like someone's drunk dad at your sister's wedding.
He does.
He's trying to fucking dance on a dance floor.
He really does.
Uncle Terry, stop it now.
Oh man, he's been drinking.
He takes the cowboy boot off and he hits Sting. And I'm telling you, back in the day when the cowboy boot came off back in the day and a wrestler hit another wrestler with it, I mean, that was like major. I mean, that was the equivalent of a chair hitting someone.
Yeah.
So anyway, I agree. The crowd's popping as we're watching the video reviews version. By the way, tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT is where you can get the video reviews of these. They go to town, lots of mixing it up. There's a brawl. It's wild. And eventually we go to commercial.
I like this shit because, nowadays they would have just fucking ran off.
Well, shit, they brawled for 15 minutes on the damn pay-per-view.
Yeah. The end of the pay-per-view, that it wouldn't end, Doc.
Mm-mm.
They just kept brawling, and Flair looked like he had been ejaculated on by the Incredible Hulk with his green face.
Jesus.
It was pretty bad. What? What'd you say, Hopper?
I said, come on, Sting.
Oh.
There it is.
Yeah, he's going to town now. But you're right, Doc. This is how it probably should have been, where they were brawling, and now Flair's got the boot, and he's hitting Funk. Oh, my God. It's wild, man. It is wild. It's some good stuff. But anyway, Doc, any other thoughts before we go to the closing promo?
Let's go to the closing promo, man.
All right. So, yeah, I rewound it. Let's go over here. It is.
This is any indication, this Sunday night in the Omni at 8 o'clock is going to be one of the biggest nights ever for the National Wrestling Alliance. Ric Flair still strutting his stuff. He's got a new pair of boots on we're going to see here in a few seconds. You're going to settle a situation with Muta. It was obvious they wanted to put you out before this Sunday night. It's obvious they want to do that. Russ, I can't talk about that. I will hit on that in a second, but right now, I got to say, I never ever thought that I'd say I like the Nature Boy. I used to hate the Nature Boy. Still don't know about him sometimes, but right this very moment. Oh, Nature Boy, you're doing all right. And I like those new boots he's got, too. I want to see those suckers. Flair still strutting this stuff. Eddie, you all right? Yeah, let me just say something. I kind of agree with Sting. But after what just happened, and after the man came to the ring, I forgot everything he ever did bad. All I know is the World Heavyweight Champion. You know, Eddie, if you'd have told me 6 months ago I'd stand here on national TV and high-five this man, I'd have called you a lion, no good, you know what. But the bottom line is, pal, I owe you. Come here, Eddie Gilbert. All fair and love and war. And Terry Funk, if you're back there, take a look at this bud, because wearing your boots. And the bottom line is, tomorrow night
in Atlanta, Georgia, where the women are as hot as the summer night. That's right, girls, some things never change. Myself, the Stinger, Eddie Gilbert, are going to make things right in the world, of professional wrestling. That means that some people we've already talked about are going to bleed and sweat and pay the price for walking on the wrong toes. Hollow one time, big man. Think about this. I'm for the first time going to have the pleasure of watching the Road Warriors in the War Games from the outside. And I love it. Hawk, Animal, SST, Freebird, Midnight, Pandemonium, only in Atlanta, Georgia. Terry Funk, Gary Hart, and Muda tomorrow night. Woo! Atlanta.
All right, fans, remember it's tomorrow night, 8 o'clock right here in the Omni. Don't forget, we'll talk more about it. The final countdown with Paulie Dangerously and I. And you know telling what's going to happen tomorrow night at 6:05. Until then, I'm Jim Ross saying so long, everybody.
So, Doc, I'll go to you first. Flair talking you into the building for tomorrow night at the Omni, or what?
Yeah, and the thing is that he's not any different as a baby face or a heel. It's just who he's facing.
Yeah. I think you're right.
Yeah.
He's amped right there. I mean, I love when he starts. I just love Crazy Rick too when he starts getting into it and he's all amped up, and I think that's just, it's fun to watch him. And you see him right there. I actually popped early in that when they show him with Funk's boots on. Did you catch that?
Yeah.
He looks like a fucking clown. It's great. But I thought that was
good. That's not his look. I mean, he's like, I don't like blue jeans either.
Right. He's got to be wearing his gaiters. He ain't wearing no cowboy boots. That's for damn sure.
You don't like jeans either, though, do you, Mike?
Says who?
I thought you said you don't like jeans.
I didn't say I don't like jeans. I said I wear cargo shorts, but that's because most of the time the weather's mild here.
Oh, okay.
I wear jeans. Harper started fussing at me because I said I don't have boots to wear with my jeans. And
no. Just wear adult shoes.
Okay. You want to define adult shoes, sir?
Ones that don't have a fucking tennis shoe logo on the side of them.
What's wrong with tennis shoes?
With jeans?
He's about to get mad. Well, what's wrong with tennis shoes and jeans?
Because sometimes I'm out at the youth sports fields and it's cold. I ain't trying to wear.
Oh, fuck that.
Oh, well. Okay, you wait till you have some little hard bodies running around and see what happens. No?
No.
No. I can't wait till you get the Christopher. I think it's time for me to give up the bar scene. How about we settle down and you put a baby in me?
I'll be like, no.
No?
Bro.
No, I'm fucking old.
Can you see Harper as a daddy? Holy crap.
No.
Why not?
Teacher calls the house. Mr. Harper, your son today was talking to one of the female students, and he asked the girl if she would let him do circle, dot, dot. And we think that is not appropriate. And then when he described what that was to me, he said that his dad taught him what circle, dot, dot was. And we think that is inappropriate for an 8-year-old to discuss at school.
Harper, did your brother have kids?
Yeah.
So you're Uncle Harper.
Yeah.
How does that go?
It's not bad.
See?
I mean, they used to think I was cool, but now, they're all fucking older now. So I'm just like, hey, it's up,
Are they at that in-between age where they're not cool anymore, they're not fun anymore, but you can't get drunk with them, so it's kind of like, I don't know, you don't know what to do?
Well, well, my oldest niece, she lives in Colorado now, but I mean, my nephew's, he just turned 20, so he's not, he's not fucking worrying about when the fuck I'm doing. I mean, I got a niece that's 15 and 14, so yeah, they're not worrying about what the fuck I'm doing. You're right, they just got a phone.
Anything you say, they're going to kind of give you the same look that our wives give me and Mike.
Yeah, so.
And you're going to get grow up, Uncle Chris.
Okay.
While they're staring at fucking Snapchat.
Oh, these kids are staring at phones nowadays. It's unreal. I mean, we've had this discussion before. Like, I mean, look, all three of us will stare at a phone from time to time too. But I swear, when I'm in the presence of my friends, I know how to put the phone away and discuss and talk to my friend. I mean, like
the only thing we didn't know how to do is stop watching wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, like I use the example. I remember, when last time I was in New Orleans and Harper and I were hanging out. I mean, my phone was in my pocket. I wasn't staring at the phone the whole night. It's at X-Rated, for example. The only thing I was doing on my phone was catching live video, and I was streaming it on the Facebook group from X-Rated when that idiot Shane Douglas was in the ring and falling out drunk and whatnot. But other than that,
what?
And Tracy Smothers, I filmed Tracy Smothers at X-Rated, and I streamed it in the Facebook group when he was cutting his promo because it was just gold. R.I.P. Tracy. But anyway, all right, hey, we got to rate this thing, hand out some Rolex. Before we do so, I want to remind everyone, please use our Amazon Associates link. It's tinyurl.com/BTT Amazon. Great way to support this show. Look, you, as of right now, have about a week to go before that big day, Christmas. So please use the link. Again, it's tinyurl.com/BTT Amazon. A great way to support this show without spending anything extra. If you're already shopping on Amazon, the show gets a little bit of support in return when you use our Amazon Associates link. Again, it's tinyurl.com/BTT Amazon. My Rolex is going to Max Gilliam, the UNLV quarterback. So I already said that, gave it away. Harper, Doc, who's getting your Rolex? And he went to get a beer.
No, I didn't. I'm thinking.
Max Gilliam.
No, that's stupid. I really thought about Rick, but I'm going with Michael Hayes.
Yeah.
All right. So you're going with Michael Hayes. Who are you going with, Harper?
Michael Hayes.
Michael Hayes. Okay. So Michael Hayes 2. I'm giving it to Max Gilliam. All right. So then we got to rate this thing before we do it. Remember, consider becoming a patron. tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. As of this show airing or debuting on December the 17th of 2020, you will be able to save 16%, which is 2 months free when you sign up for the annual option or you move to the annual option if you're an existing patron. Again, tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. We got all the pay-per-views up there. We got the Clash of the Champions up there, plus 200 other Patreon exclusive episodes for you to enjoy. So again, it's tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. Doc, what are you rating this thing?
A couple of long snoozers, but a couple of good promos. Throw that all in there with the 40-minute tag. Trifling Dale Murphy does it again. I'm gonna say
those boots.
I'm gonna say B+. All
right. I'm gonna go with a B+ as well. Harper, what are you gonna give it?
Yeah, a B+. Same thing.
38 minutes and 20 seconds is the runtime on the episode that we have here. So, I mean, God bless the Braves and Dale Murphy for their sorry asses during this time period. We certainly appreciate it. I know that much. Oh, boy. Okay. So again, all B pluses and Rolexes to Max Gilliam from UNLV, the quarterback, and Michael Hayes. Doc, again, this is we've only got 1 week before Christmas as this thing airs. Anything you want to mention before we get out of here tonight?
That makes me think that there's something that I should have mentioned that I didn't.
No, I just not at all.
Harper, have you done your Christmas shopping yet?
Yeah.
Did you get your girl a gold tip rose?
No.
Oh.
I got her one of those fucking ninja things.
The what?
Those like ninja crock pot / air fryer thingamajigs.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you got the one that's a grill and an air fryer?
Right.
Or
did you get it on Amazon?
No, I got it at a Walmart, and it was the same price.
Service merchandise.
Yeah.
I know exactly what he's talking about.
Now, if you were gonna go on Amazon, where would you want to go first to make sure that you do that right?
I would want to go to the so what is it, Mike? Podbean.
tinyurl.com/BTT Amazon.
I know my wife's not using it because I guarantee there's a stack of Amazon shit taller than me out there. So you would have felt the bump in the thing. You guys, I got to tell you, we're at the end of the Christmas shopping season. This is a way to support the show. It's been a tough year, but you're going to buy Christmas presents. This is how you can help the show stay alive. Hey, we didn't say anything about this at first, but once again, the show was on very, very thin ice today. Mike had to take the computer in.
Oh no!
It didn't start smoking like the first BTT laptop, but we were not going to do the show today.
That's not true.
And so do you know how to sell anything?
Well, it's partially true.
What I was going to say is that your meager offerings through Amazon help us build up a small reserve for Harper's headsets and Mike a laptop if he needs it.
Yeah, I mean, if you remember a couple months back, more than a couple months ago, it was actually almost 6 months ago now, I had to bring my computer into this little shop not too far from me. And this guy remembered me, and he said, "Yeah, I heard y'all talk about me that week on your show."
Oh.
And anyway, so
that guy doesn't know the reach we have either. He's like, "Oh, that's cute. They probably have 38 listeners." He don't know.
He don't know. He doesn't understand. But anyway, so sure enough, I kept getting this weird error message again on my computer, and it was causing all kind of problems. And I don't know what the deal is because I don't look at porn on this thing. I use my phone for that, like Harper taught me. And
everybody knows that trick.
Yeah. So I don't know what the deal. Anyway, he had it for not to get into the specifics, but he had it for about a day and a half, and he fixed it, and that's that. We're back in business, but things were looking perilous about 3 p.m. today. But it ended up working out well. So yes, when you use the Amazon link, it is very helpful. tinyurl.com/BTT Amazon, or you use the the Patreon link, tinyurl.com/Patreon BTT. It's helpful. I mean, look, here's the thing. That guy runs a small business. Like he is a small business owner. It's a little bitty shop, and he does good work. And so those funds, they help fix things like when my computer decides to start acting up. There's that. So it was something minor, but you still got to pay for people's service, right? I mean, it's not like it's not like you just bring it in and they do it for free. It was literally something minor, but at the end of the day, he fixed it pretty quickly, at least in my eyes. So anyway, please use the link tinyurl.com/BTT Amazon, or become a patron, tinyurl.com/Patreon BTT. Let me get a couple of things out the way before we get out here as well. Shout out to our Vantage Point, the Retro Wrestling Podcast with Joe Murata and Michael Quinn, the northern version of BTT. Slightly classier, a little bit more professional, but still fun nonetheless. They support us. Please support them. Give them a listen and subscribe to them. Also, check out the Bottom Line Cast with Mike Prue and JV from the Goon Squad. They do our ECW show, but they also do a show on the career of Stone Cold Steve Austin, so check them out as well. And on that note, I think we're going to get out of here. Hopefully, as we approach the end of 2020, things will get better in 2021. I know Doc's ready to get shot in the ass with a needle or arm, wherever they're given that.
I want both doses at the same time.
You want one in ass cheek?
I want one in each ass cheek, and I want to figure out how to steal your doses too.
That's nice.
I want them
all right. I bet you do. Harper, anything before we get out of here?
No.
Hit the tagline and take us home.
Book it.